welcome back to Help We're Outnumbered, the parenting podcast where two adults bravely attempt to parent 4 children without entirely losing their minds or each other.
Or the house keys.
Or the house keys.
I'm Jay, by the way. I'm the dad.
And I'm Emily. Mum of 4, sometimes 5.
Are you pregnant?
You.
Me.
Yeah, you're number 5.
I'm number 5.
You're number 5.
Not pregnant.
No.
Phew. Last week, we had a good old chat about marriage. Marriage after kids. How the romance changes when your love language becomes, Emily, I'll do the bedtime routine tonight.
Oh, keep talking. And it was basically 20 minutes of us trying to remember when we last made eye contact that didn't involve one of us holding a child.
And this week, we're turning our attention to someone very important. Probably the one who spends the most time in our arms. The one who is very often interrupted.
Yes, it's time to talk about Eli, our 4-year-old boy, our middle child, our sweet, sensitive, slightly feral little Eeyore.
Yeah, he's our mystery child, quietly plotted in the corner with a Hot Wheels car in each hand, sighing like a 40-year-old accountant.
So, Eli, he's 4. He's currently in nursery and he starts school in September, which honestly, I'm not emotionally prepared for.
Nope. I still think of him as the baby, as baby Eli. Mainly because he still climbs into our bed every night and wraps himself around us like a little fajita wrap.
He's a complex little guy. He's got this old soul energy. He'll walk into a room like he's just done a 12-hour shift at work.
It's true though. And he is always slightly damp, right? For some reason, I don't know why. He's always slightly damp. I don't know if it's sweat. But it's almost like he's just been caught in a drizzle that no one else has noticed. Like his cloud is just following over him.
And we call him Eeyore because he's always got this sort of quiet drama about him. Like if you offer him toast and it breaks in the middle, that's it. He'll just sit and, mourn it for a bit.
But he's unbelievably sweet. He's so affectionate. He'll just come over, put his hand in your cheek and whisper, "I love you, Daddy, but I don't like this dinner."
It's incredibly loving, but emotionally intense. I mean, the highs are high and the lows involve full sobbing over a misplaced car.
Now, Eli has a big brother, Noah, who we've spoken about already, who's full of beans, full of noise, full on everything.
Everything. And Eli really tries to match Noah's energy.
He does, yeah.
He wants to be right beside him, copying him, chasing him, playing superheroes.
Yeah, but bless him, he just can't quite keep up.
No.
It's like watching a spaniel try to keep pace with a greyhound. He gives it his all, but he ends up out of breath and asking for a snack. He's like,
always snacks.
"Noah, I'm tired now." Noah's like, "No, come on, keep going. And he's like, no, I need to stop. I need a biscuit."
Like we always say, he's the Tails to Noah's Sonic. Following behind, a little bit wobbly, not quite sure what's happening, but desperate to be involved.
And even though he doesn't have all the words yet, you can tell he understands that Noah's a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
He just knows. He gives him space when he needs it. He's just so gentle with him.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, it's this quiet sort of support. Like he's got his brother's back in his own little way. And even if sometimes that's just sitting next to him and offering, I don't know, to hype him up again.
Yeah, he does that so well. Noah kind of like regulates and he's like, "Okay, let's just go again. Let's go again."
And again.
And then we had the twins. And Eli went from the baby to the middle child basically overnight.
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, Eli's entire entrance into the world was dramatic. That child came into life like, right, let's make things weird.
And he did. He really did. Picture this. I was 34 weeks pregnant, waddling around doing the usual stuff. And I thought I just sneezed a little too hard. And a bit of wetness down there. Sorry, TMI. Glamorous, I know. Classic 3rd trimester things. But I was at my 34-week appointment.
Yeah, I just assumed you'd sneezed yourself into a fresh pair of leggings, I'll be honest.
But it turns out, no, my waters had actually broken. And I'd gone to my routine appointment, just expecting the usual blood pressure, pee in a pot, listen to the baby's heartbeat. And they were like, no, you're in labour.
I, meanwhile, had popped off to get dinner. I dropped Emily at the hospital and thought, I'm not going to stay and pay for parking. So I went off and got dinner, came back expecting her to be ready to be picked up, but she wasn't there. So I'm then sat in the hospital car park with Noah in the back seat, trying to open a bag of crisps with one hand, trying to put Paw Patrol on the phone in the other, when you, Emily, just appear out the window looking like you've just seen a ghost.
I was like, hi, well, I'm being admitted and baby's coming.
And I remember saying, what, now? Like, now?
And I was like, yeah, now. Cue the panic. He was trying to get Noah out the car, Chris flying everywhere, mild chaos. I'm being wheeled upstairs and someone's trying to explain NICU protocols at the same time as I'm texting my mum, like, change of plans.
And then boom. Like, I thought it was going to be immediate. It wasn't. It was like a few days later, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was a slow little trickle, apparently. Like,
yeah.
Just call in a plumber. Like, a plumber could fix that in no time. But then, boom, another C-section.
Another C-section.
We need like a little alarm for this, but like a little bell. Like, here we go, another C-section.
Yes, I know. It was my third one. Well, my second one, because the twins my third. But
yeah, honestly, by this point, the surgeons knew your uterus like it was a regular at the pub. Like, that surgeon knew your uterus better than she knew her in hand, I'm sure.
Great.
But true. You know, they had this whole, yeah, we remember this one energy.
And anyway, Eli was born at 35 weeks. So I was in hospital for a week beforehand. Jay had taken over at home, was doing an amazing job with Noah. You were coming in actually every day so we could do visits. I was allowed to go down to the cafe so we could... I miss Noah. He was like I was with him 24/7.
Yeah.
And there were some cute times. We got some lovely pictures of those times. But it turns out I had something called group strep B. And then Eli started to, decline or not decline? Deteriorate, that's the word, thank you. He started to deteriorate inside the womb, so then we had to do an emergency C-section. He was small and it was very sleepy, but he was okay. And it was just before the second lockdown in that weird, tense COVID limbo. Yeah,
it was so weird. Like, we weren't allowed visitors, obviously. Everyone had to wear masks all the time. And yeah, no one properly met him, did he? Like, it was like so surreal. It was like we had this bonus baby that nobody could see or know about.
I mean, yeah, it was like we ordered, I don't know, a baby off eBay and kept it in the cupboard for a little bit.
I remember having like FaceTimes and Zooms with family where they'd be like, oh, he's so cute. And I'm like, you can only see the 2D version of him. Like, it was just really bizarre.
He had this little tiny knitted hat from NICU and he still looks like it was a little bit too big for him.
I remember holding him for the first time and thinking, you are so small.
Mm-hmm.
And yet somehow already have this big middle child energy. You know, you can just tell he was going to be full of energy.
And he does. Honestly, this kid came out with a facial expression that just said, why am I here and why are you touching me?
Classic Eli. Like, arrived early, bit grumpy, bit confused, but weirdly determined.
Oh, yes. And a tiny, slightly annoyed soul who's only gotten more intense with time.
And now he's like a full-blown daredevil. Like,
yes.
Loves climbing, he's jumping off things constantly, he's doing like flying, jumping kicks.
He's absolutely fearless. He throws himself off the sofa, down the slides, into conversations he wasn't invited to.
Yeah, he's good at that. Literally just jumps into every... He has the worst FOMO of any kid.
Oh, completely.
I mean, I remember he once leapt off the sofa holding 2 like spoons, like he was in Mission Impossible. He just hit the floor and he's like, I'm okay. But like, that boy, he's like taking some big impacts, isn't he? Like, he's taking some bumps, but
oh yeah,
he always gets up and he's like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Like, brushed himself down, bless him. He's got that chaotic energy, but with a soft centre. A mix of, I want to jump off this, and can you kiss my knee after?
Man, his knees take a battering, don't they?
Oh, they do.
His knees are like
constantly
gone.
bruised.
He's going to need knee replacements by the time he's like 10. But he's basically a middle child and a stuntman just rolled into one, isn't he?
So yeah, he was 2 when the twins came along, and that was a tough shift for him. He's only just figured out how to be the younger sibling, and suddenly he had 2 screaming potatoes doing all the cuddles.
Yeah, there was definitely jealousy, like proper dramatic strops. He just lie on the floor like, you ruined my life. Why have you brought these guys in? Like, I'm only 2.
But to be fair, he's adapted now, sort of. I mean, he's not massively interested in them. They annoy him, but he occasionally gives one of them a cuddle or shares a toy. But mostly, he just treats them like background characters in the Eli show.
No, it's definitely the Eli show. He doesn't do the whole like big brother thing like Noah does. Like Noah's naturally nurturing. Eli's more like, I'll love you when I'm in the mood.
But every now and then, he has this lovely little moment, like stroking one of the girls' hairs while they're crying, or trying to read them a book, but it's upside down.
Yeah, it's chaotic love, but it counts.
Now, Eli is definitely the most emotional of the 4. He feels everything deeply, dramatically, all at once.
He'll burst into tears if you give him the wrong cup, or if his sock has a weird bit. We've had that recently, or if the curtains are slightly open.
He's also the one who still wakes up in the night. He climbs into our bed and somehow rotates 360 while asleep.
He sleeps like a helicopter blade, feet in my face, head on your chest, occasionally elbowing us both at the same time.
But I can't lie, I do love those cuddles. Even when he steals all the duvet, he's just so soft. Like, he'll fall asleep with his little hand holding yours, and you're like, okay, I forgive you for not eating your dinner. Like, all that drama.
Yeah, and then he kicks me in the ribs, and I remember he's just a little tyrant.
And maybe some of that intensity comes from the fact that he was our only breastfed baby.
Yeah, that's true. He was glued to you for about 18 months, wasn't it? He was like a koala. Like, he's always been the cuddly one.
And even now that closeness has kind of stayed. Like, he's clingy in this way that drives you up the wall, but also completely melts your heart at the same time.
Yeah, it's true. Like, he has followed me to the toilet before, all because he's missed my face. And yes, I do need space sometimes, but also, I kind of love it, I'll be honest.
I mean, there's something about the way he just needs you. Not in a manipulative way, but in a genuine, raw, little human kind of way. Like, you're his safe space.
Yeah, and honestly, do you know what? Like, clinginess is kind of beautiful. It's exhausting, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, and you realise one day he won't want to climb on your lap with his blanket and tell you about the dinosaur he drew that's sad because, I don't know, lost its tail.
Yeah, so you hold on to those moments. Even if they involve being headbutted in the balls when he tries to snuggle you closer, he just runs up, darts across the room, just absolutely headbutts you. Just like, I just want to give you a cuddle.
Bless him.
Let's talk about food, shall we?
Yes.
Because this child will only eat anything that's beige and dry. And I know there's a lot of people out there who will relate to this.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, if it's not toast, a potato, or shaped like a dinosaur, or comes out the freezer, he's not interested.
No, I mean, he once refused to eat dinner because it smelled nice. Like, I remember you cooked something. I loved it. Noah loved it. The twins loved it. But to Eli, no, he couldn't eat it because it smelled nice.
I mean, he eats toast like a pensioner.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, refuses all sauces. And God forbid anything has a speck of green. Oh my goodness.
No, we've tried giving him vegetables and he's looked at it like, almost like it was radioactive. Like, wouldn't touch it, just whispered, it's got wet on it. I mean, he's basically like a Victorian child who's never seen a tomato.
Yeah, but that's it. That wide-eye horror, like we've handed him poison. Honestly, at this point, I'm just happy if he'd eat any food group that wasn't beige. always open to tips and advice on this one. He eats fruit, loves his fruit. We get odd box each week, and
he goes straight for it.
He goes straight for it. Right. Well, before we wrap up, we thought we'd end with a little list. Just a few things we've learnt from raising Eli, our middle child, our sweet little storm cloud.
Yeah, important life lessons, things we now know that we definitely didn't before child number 2 entered the chaos.
I'll start. It is possible for one small boy to cry because his own shadow is following him. Do you remember that Brooklyn strip?
I remember that. Yeah. I was like, mate, I cannot change the direction of your shadow. Let's try and walk to a different area, but no. 4-year-olds can survive entirely on toast, air, and spite.
Yes.
I've learned that, definitely.
Like, the colour of the cup generally matters more than what's in it.
And you know what? You can be woken up at 3 a.m. by someone sobbing in your face because they can't find their blue, white, and red Hot Wheels car. Like, we had that the other morning where he came in our room, came in with a few Hot Wheels cars, fell asleep in the bed with the Hot Wheels cars.
I know.
And he woke up and he's like, I can't find my blue, white, and red one. I'm like, Eli, is it in the bed with us? No. Is it in your bedroom still? Yes. I'm like, I'm not getting out of bed to find it, dude. We'll find it in the morning.
Well, being emotional doesn't make you weak. It just makes you incredibly loud.
Yeah. Do you know what? If you cut toast into triangles when they ask for squares, you might as well just call social services on yourself. Like, you are the worst parent ever. If you've literally gone against what he's asked for, that is it. Dob yourself in. You're getting worst parent of the year.
I mean, he might not say much, but he feels everything. And honestly, that might be his superpower.
Yeah. That and being able to wee for a full 7 minutes when you're out doing a wild wee or you're already past bedtime. That boy has the biggest bladder of any child I've ever known.
Oh, it's always a wild wee though.
Yeah. Goodness me, they go on forever.
So that's Eli, the mysterious middle one, the cuddler, the quiet observer, the emotionally charged human breadstick.
He might not be the loudest or the fastest or even the cleanest, but he's got this steady little heartbeat that keeps the family going in the background.
I mean, he reminds us to slow down, to sit in the feelings, to offer a hug or a Hot Wheels car, or just be present.
Even if he's crying because his chips touched his beans.
Well, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with more chaos, more stories, and probably another child-related crisis.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review, share it with another exhausted parent, or just shout out your middle child who probably just wants someone to notice them.
And remember, beige food might be boring, but the beige years are full of magic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
One kid's crying, one's got paint on the mat. Twins are teething and we can't find a hat. We're just two parents trying not to scream.
Okay, maybe a little.
But we're